Before today's video starts, I want to let you guys know I still have the 16-inch fork wheels on sale on Craigslist right now. If you guys want to message me on Twitter or something like that, they're still on sale. I may do a price drop very soon. I'll take the best offer I can for them. I don't really have a minimum price now because the prices I've had them set up at, they won't sell. So without further ado, let's get started with today's video. What is going on, everyone? Welcome back to another episode of Project Explorer, my mod series and build series on the 2003 SportTrac XLS I've owned for over a year. I'm coming to you from inside the truck because everyone's outside playing around. I don't want them in the background because it's pretty noisy out there. But today's video is going to be kind of a rundown on what's coming next for the SportTrac. Now, obviously, if you've been paying attention to my weekly update that I did Monday instead of Friday, which is why this is coming out on a Friday, it's because I usually do these on Thursdays, but you know, the week was messed up. So I ordered lowering blocks. Now, if you've been paying attention since episode 2, I've had a I've been wanting to lower this truck, and we decided to go 3-inch blocks on the rear, and we're gonna do the torsion bar twist up front. Now, that's coming Saturday or tomorrow for you guys to see, and I'll probably have the video either out Saturday night, depending on how fast they get here, or Sunday afternoon, because that'll probably be when it gets done, if they're any later than like 5 or 6 o'clock, because it's going to take a minute to get those on. Especially if we have to break loose the bolts, because it's going to be pretty difficult to get those put in. But what else is coming next? So for those of you who've been watching for a very long time, know that I've had an oil leak issue since the truck was purchased, and I've been like giving it oil off and on, you know, doing this and that to keep it running good. But it's finally time to get this thing repaired and get this thing done. It's needed valve cover gaskets, in case you're wondering, which I believe is a pretty common issue for the Ford 4-liters. But in my scenario, they just went bad real quick, or they were bad when I got the truck. And I'll be replacing them. And I'm thinking while that is going on, I'm working on getting an intake replacement for my new intake, because I've been wanting to run a custom intake on the truck, and be looking into doing a completely custom system that is completely unheard of. And I'm thinking I'm going to do an HKS universal filter with the this is a pretty nice Hyundai Genesis out here, the HKS super power flow filter, which is going to be completely unique to this truck, because HKS, as you all know, doesn't make intakes for American cars. And I thought, just to be unique, I threw an HKS intake in this truck. It's not going to be entirely HKS. It was inspired by Kindlestone's intake on his Jeep Grand Cherokee. I'll be using a similar kind of design on it. This is make your own piping and stuff. And I will be using the HKS Super Powerflow honeycomb style filter. Now, I can't decide whether I want to do the turquoise one or the yellow one. I'll probably do the yellow one because it'll look better with the blue. And while that is getting done, I plan on getting my valve covers painted, and I'm going to do Ford Blue. The inspiration is coming from the valve covers on the Ford GT 5.4 liter and the Shelby GT 500's engine from the S197 generation, which, as you guys can tell, is my dad's Mustang's generation. I'll be getting the valve covers painted, doing that. But anyway, it's time to do some stuff inside the truck. So, as you guys can clearly see, there's my memory tassel from me graduating this year. I'm not going to take that out just yet, because I don't know if I exactly want to keep it in here for good or not. But I am going to be taking this down. Now, this is my parking tag from school. As you guys can see, I mean, you guys obviously know the anagram for my school by now. I mean, you've seen the school plenty of times. Don't need that anymore, as I'm not going there anymore. Definitely going to hit the windshield with some glass cleaner again. This is pretty gross. And my windows might as well. The wheels are dirty. No, that's why I'm not doing a lot of outdoor shots. So, some other stuff I'm going to get done today is I'm going to be measuring the stock air intake to figure out what size piping I need to get for it. As I know, mine is bigger than Kindlestone's, because Kindlestone took his intake off and checked it out on mine, and let's just say my throttle body is a lot bigger than his, and I did figure out I'm gonna need to get my throttle body cleaned, because I was gonna do it anyway, but I checked it checked it Sunday at my graduation party, and it definitely looks like it's gonna have to get done pretty soon. Some other stuff, he's got carbon fiber wrap, Michael does, otherwise known as Kindlestone. He's gonna hook me up and getting my entire dash redone. As you guys can see, the paint is really bad here, and I've been wanting to get this stuff replaced for a while, even on the gauge cluster. So it'd be nice to finally get this thing cleaned up a little bit and looking good. Besides that, really, the intake, the valve cover gaskets, the lowering blocks, which will be done pretty quick, throttle body cleaning, wrapping. I think that's about everything. Now, I'm debating mono-leafing the truck, and originally I was going to wait until after I got the U-bolts put on with the lowering blocks and get the lowering blocks done to see how I like it. And if I feel like I need to go lower, I'll take a leaf out, because I'm not buying another set of blocks, because blocks are expensive. The kit I bought was about $50. But yeah, so I'm gonna go find a tape measure somewhere, and I'm gonna go ahead and start getting to work on measuring the air box, or the air intake, I should say, and figure out what I'm gonna need. Alright, so to measure the intake, I'm going to be using a flathead screwdriver and this ruler kind of thing. Just have my keys in my pocket for this one. As you can see, I'm guessing about 4 inches will be the size. Let's see, where is the bolts? Over here on the stock air box. On the weird looking tubing. I can't get the flathead in there. There we go. It's this weird like little clamp thing. Just gotta undo. Oh, lost it. There we go. Okay, come on, cooperate. There we go. Lost it again. I think that may be enough to get the intake off. Trying to get the wrench from wanting to roll away. Okay, we'll just have to wedge that in right there for now. Okay, that's not working at all. I'm just gonna put them around. Hopefully I don't drive on it. Okay, yeah, it's not loose enough. Yeah. Alright, that should be good enough. Alright. Ugly thing is this is made out of some sort of flexible tube. So there is the throttle body itself, and as you can see, there's a lot of carbon built up in there. So I'm going to take this, set it to where it's right inside. It's about 3.5 inches or so. Piping I'm gonna need. Alright, well, that was easy. Let's go ahead and pop that back on, and I'll go ahead and tighten this up. And I think we'll be ready to rock. Make sure that's firm on. Alright. Alright, so I'm back inside. I went out there trying to check out the oil, but I couldn't find the shop towel, so I was about to use paper towels on it and possibly mess up my dipstick or something like that. But here I am at the wheel setup and stuff, not playing any games. I'm going to Advance's auto site right now. I'm going to go around and get some quotes for what I need for pipe work and stuff. I'm looking for 3.5 inch tubes all the way around, as you guys saw with the intake measurement I did. Outside a minute ago. I apologize for the background noise, as the kids in the cul-de-sac were strangely hit a tuba out. That's kind of interesting to see, but to each their own. But I'm not complaining. I'm a musical person, but I was just like, that's interesting you're playing it outside. But I was just like, oh well. But now we are sitting behind the computer desk in my crappy metal folding chair. And we're going to be looking for intake tubing, and I'm going to get a quote on how much the total is going to cost. I know the filter is around $39 on eBay, which is where I'll be getting it from, because the HKS website, for whatever reason, doesn't have it listed on their site. So I'm guessing since they don't really list their universal stuff on there, I'll be getting hopefully very soon. I got to get everything, like I said, set up. I'm glad I'm doing this now instead of having to do this down the line. Like after I did an intake and have to buy a new filter, I probably would get some money soon and start buying filters in bulk and just have them boxed up in my room. So if one goes bad, I can replace it with another filter. I don't know how well those filters are going to go mileage-wise, but yeah, it's been pretty interesting. I'm going to get a quote. I'll tell you guys how much it's going to cost me to get exactly what I want. Alright, so I ran into a bit of a roadblock in the fact that it's impossible to find 3.5 inch tubing. I'm going to have to use some couplers, and I have to use quite a few. So I have to get two 3.5 to 3 inch couplers to get to the main piping. I'm going to need a mass airflow sensor adapter kit as well that connects, either that or use couplers to get the mass airflow system mounted into that. And I'll have to do a 3 to 3.5 inch coupler on the right side coming towards the filter, and then another 3.5 to 3 inch on the other side to get to the filter. I'm going to use the stock system that's in there, a little box and stuff where the mass airflow sensor is, just because, I mean, it'll be easy to install once I get that done. It'll be easy just to plug right back in. It'll be set to go. We won't have to worry about it throwing codes, hopefully. I'm going to talk more with Michael, who has been kind of my helper, and of course my dad, who knows how to do most of this stuff as well. And hopefully sooner or later I can have it set up to where I can get the intake done soon. The filter I'm looking at is an HKS Super Power Flow Reloaded, I believe is the term. I don't have it up on my screen right now, so I can't exactly tell you what. Some pretty cool stuff coming soon, though, for the SportTrac with that. It'll be the first ever Ford, probably ever, to run on an HKS intake. Because for those of you who know me for a very long time know, I'm a bit of a brand snob for HKS and Greddy when it comes to induction parts, whether it be air or forced induction. It's been pretty cool to get that done because I really just wanted to get this intake done for a while now. Of course, originally I wasn't planning on doing any sort of under the hood work except for possibly a turbo down the line. It's just kind of like a, holy crap, it's a turbo SportTrac. I can't believe they exist. But I was just like, nah, because this is going to be a daily driver. I need it to stay reliable, but I want it to be kind of peppy, so if I need to, I can use the power. So, I think that's all I've got for today's episode of Project Explorer. Thank you guys again for tuning in. I'm sorry for the lack of Project Explorer episodes for the last couple of weeks. This past few weeks have been pretty cluttered with graduation last week and all the weirdness going on this week. I originally was going to wait till Sunday to do the Project Explorer episode after the learning blocks were put on, but I'm just going to do this episode so I can get back into the weekly routine and then have the other episode up Sunday or Saturday night, depending on when the blocks get here, 1, and 2, and they're done. I checked the tracking actually just about 15 or 20 minutes ago, and they're in Doraville, Georgia. I think that's the state postal office, so hopefully it'll be here within the next day or two. But anyway, guys, thank you guys again for tuning in, and I'll see you guys next time.